Jess, one of your registered dietitians, and welcome back to another Kids Cook at Home class. Today we are doing wonderful winter polar bears, and we're making some polar bear muffins. So first, let's preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and then we'll wash our hands and meet back here. Now we're going to spray our muffin tin with some nonstick spray. So you can go ahead and spray each of your muffin spots with spray. And next we're going to start putting together our batter. We set aside our muffin tin that we greased with our spray, and next we're gonna put together our dry ingredients. So we're going to, in a larger bowl, combine our oats and our flour, our baking powder, baking soda. You don't want to come out? Okay. And then our cinnamon. And then you can take a whisk to combine that in this bowl. Just get it mixed together. And with our dry ingredients together, we're gonna go get our wet ingredients and mix those in a separate bowl. One of our wet ingredients is an egg white and not the yolk. So how do you get the egg white without the yolk? So this is how you do that. I'm gonna use a small bowl in case I make a mistake, so that we can get any shells out of there, or if I get any yolk in there, we can try again, any of those kinds of things. So you're gonna crack your egg and then hold it right side up and open it up so a lot of your eggs, that yolk stays in that bottom part. And then you can kind of toss your yolk from one side to the other and let the white come out as you're doing that. And then you're left with your yolk and your shell, and you can add that to your scrambled eggs, or in this case, we're gonna throw it out with our shell. Your egg white is ready to go with your wet ingredients. Always make sure that we wash our hands after handling raw eggs. That's really important. So I'm going to go wash my hands before moving into my wet ingredients. So one of our wet ingredients is our skim milk. And so we're going to measure that out here. We need half a cup. And when we measure liquids, you can get even with your measuring cup so you can see that it's at the line. So I'm gonna get even with my measuring cup and pour it in. And once it hits that half cup mark, that is it. And our milk is measured. So we can take our other bowl here and put our milk right in. And next we can put in our applesauce. When we use applesauce in a recipe, it can replace the butter, which is fun for this one. And then we have our brown sugar, olive oil, and of course our egg white. Oven is up to 10. Okay, so with my whisk, we are going to combine this. And the final step here is going to be to combine our wet ingredients with our dry ingredients. So go grab your dry ingredients and we'll do that next. Next, we are going to combine our wet and dry ingredients. So I have a spatula here, and we're going to put our wet ingredients into the dry. So just like that. You can scrape it up with your spatula. And go ahead and set that bowl aside. And then we're going to combine, but we want to be careful not to over mix. You want to make sure that your batter gets put together nicely, but we don't want to stir too much. Then we won't get the right texture. You making sure that we're folding, so grabbing from the bottom and folding over the top until just combined. All right, so our batter is just combined. So the next thing we'll do is grab our muffin tray that we set aside earlier, and we'll start filling them up to put in the oven. Now we're gonna fill our muffin tin. I have here a 1/4 cup measure to help me scoop. So we're just gonna scoop some out. And you wanna mostly fill up your hole, I guess, in your muffin tin. All right, now that we have our muffin tin full, or almost full in my case, I may have overfilled a couple of these slots, but that's okay. We're going to pop that in the oven for about 20 to 22 minutes, and then we will pull them out to check that they're done and let them cool. So go ahead and do that now. Our muffins are out of the oven, and so those are cooling, and we want them to be nice and cool before we put our decorations on. So let those cool. And while we're doing that, we are going to put together our whipped cream for frosting. So you can actually make whipped cream out of heavy whipping cream, sugar, and vanilla. What we're going to do is practice measuring again. So get our 1 cup of heavy cream, getting even with our cup. And then we will put that in our large bowl. Along with our sugar and our vanilla. Now next, we will use an electric mixer to make this into whipped cream, and it's going to feel like it's taking a long time, and it's supposed to. So you can just get started mixing, and you can increase your speed. We want to beat air into our cream to make our own whipped cream. And once you have a nice whipped cream texture, it is done, which is super exciting. So this is just like whipped cream, and you made it yourself. It's perfect with strawberries or on our polar bear muffins. So let's get the rest of our decorating ingredients. Alrighty, we have our whipped cream for the top of our muffins, and our muffins that are nice and cool so that we can get that whipped cream on there without it melting. So the first thing I want to do is take a clean scissors and our mini marshmallows here, and we're going to make our ears and our snouts by cutting our marshmallows in half. So you're just going to cut in half. You can kind of make a little pile there. We're going to do a few so we have enough. So now we take our muffin and our butter knife. We're going to grab some of our whipped cream, frost it just like a normal cupcake. You can pause here to finish frosting if you need to. But we are going to go ahead and then flip our muffin upside down into our unsweetened coconut flakes that I've spread on a plate. And you can push it down, get those all around. And there's our fur. And then next we're going to use 3 of our marshmallow halves. So let's go ahead, put our muffin down here. You need to have 2 ears. And a snout in the middle. So then you can take your black gel And you're going to do 2 eyes. You're going to do one on either side of his snout. You can have a parent help you with this if you need. And then he needs a nose. And there is one polar bear. Sometimes they look kind of lopsided like I did here, so I'm just gonna move one of his ears so it makes a little bit more sense. All right, we'll do that again with our next muffin. And there he is. So you can pause here to decorate the rest of your muffins. And once you have them all done, you will have an entire group of polar bears. So you can pause here and get going on the rest of your polar bears. So our polar bear muffins are all decorated and ready to go. I had washed some strawberries here to enjoy with my muffins because I think it's the perfect combination. So grab your favorite fruit, grab your polar bear muffin, and enjoy it. I do want to note here that if you don't eat your polar bear muffin soon after making it, like right away, they're going to have to be kept in the refrigerator because of that whipped cream topping. So make some room in the fridge for all your extra polar bear friends. Don't forget to post photos of your little chef and tag us on social media. We love to see what you're doing in the kitchen. And also, please fill out the survey that was sent out with the setup guide for the chance to win a $25 gift card. That survey is open for 2 weeks, and then we'll do a random drawing for that gift card. Thank you so much again, and we're so excited to see you at our next class in February.